Hey team, welcome to another episode of the Beyond the Surface podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Before we get started, if there's one thing that you can do to support the podcast to make sure we keep getting guests on that you love and enjoy, is to check out our official sponsor of the podcast, the legends at Moana Road. Moana Road are a premium giftware company. They're the original wooden arms Sunnies company. They've got a whole range of awesome products on their website. So make sure you go check it out at moanaroad.co.nz. Keeks Builds.
What's up, brother? How you going?
Good, man. So good to meet you in person, and thanks for jumping on the pod.
Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I thought I've seen a lot of your content on socials, obviously, and something which sort of popped out to me is just like the amount of positivity that you bring to the sort of social media world. And I thought it was really interesting as well to have a bloke who is a builder, who's also done a whole lot of things in the past, but being so confident like in themselves, especially like on site. So yeah, dude, just stoked to sit down with you, little bit more about the man behind the screen, and just have a yarn. So
thanks for having me, bro. I got to get that written down and put on my fridge for my girlfriend to read, bro. Thank you.
And first podcast for you as well, so that's also
man.
Really
so
special.
if everyone watching, man, this is me losing my virginity on podcasts.
Pop the cherry.
Pop the cherry, bro. Yo.
So bro, let's start from the start. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what were you like as a young fella growing up?
As a young dude, bro, pretty mischievous. Got into a bit of trouble growing up, bro. Not serious trouble, but definitely like to push the boundaries. Grew up in Wellington, for people who don't know. Grew up with kind of two different kind of parents, bro. So I grew up with my mum, who is kind of on the lower socioeconomic demographic, and then with my dad, who's kind of in that middle class. Yep. They were separated before I was born. So I kind of got to experience both of those worlds growing up. So that was pretty cool, bro, getting that kind of diversity, or getting to experience that diversity amongst those kind of different demographics.
Yeah, man, 100%. And that's almost quite similar to my circumstance too. Like, not that, my mum was lesser than my old man at all, but, she took some different risks, sort of like looking to start up a cafe, and then got hit by the 2008 global financial crisis. Man. So that fell under and just worked so fucking hard. But what did that teach you, man, around like having experiences in two different like walks of life?
What did it teach me? That's a good question. Definitely how to kind of, I wouldn't say behave, but kind of how to act or be around different people, bro. So like if you grow up around poor people, their problems are very different to like middle class and upper class people.
100%.
So that was like an eye opener for me. So like kind of growing up. So I grew up in Strathmore with my mum, and then maybe kind of around the age of like 4, 5, 6, I started to have a lot more involvement with my dad, and that's kind of when I got a bit more exposed to that kind of middle class way of living, which when you come from like that lower socioeconomic kind of demographic, it's pretty nice, bro. It's pretty nice. Yeah.
It's interesting. I remember growing up too, and I just knew that our family was like not like other families or like the other like friends I'll go to, have like a play date or like kick a football with after school. And I remember once me and my basically stepsister at the time, so my mum's partner, his daughter, we like wrote a list. And it sounds so funny thinking about now, but we like wrote a list to my mum and like her partner around how we could be like a normal family.
Oh, okay.
And it was just simple things like, hey, let's have let's eat dinner together.
Yeah.
It was stuff like that. And I don't know, it sounds pretty sad when you think about it now, but it was more so as like a joke. But yeah, I think it's interesting having those different experiences.
What's normal, bro? What's a normal family?
Yeah, exactly, man. True. So that's interesting. And so you went to Wellington College as well. Did you know like what you wanted to do sort of post college?
Nah, no idea, bro.
Nah?
Oh, actually, that's a lie. I know I didn't want to go to university.
Yeah, okay. Why was that?
I didn't. It's not that I struggled immensely, like educationally at school. Like I did all right, kind of, just cruised through school. But I think, what do we spend, bro? 13 years once you hit the age of 5 at school, and I just realized that I just was over it at that point. Didn't really know what I wanted to do post school. I just remember a couple army dudes coming in, recruiters just coming in as they probably do to every school, trying to meet their quota, bro, and try and get their numbers up. And did that, went to that, and then applied, and then got in a few months later.
True. What? And how old were you when that happened? Like 18
17,
or
17, 18.
Right. So you left school early to go to the army?
No, I finished year 13.
All right.
And then joined very early the following year.
Yeah. Nice. And did you go in there just as a sort of like infantry or?
Yeah, bro. Dumb grunt.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
What's that experience like as a sort of young fella heading into basic training and stuff?
Huge eye opener. So because I grew up in the city, Wellington City, I didn't really have any experience, bro, in camping.
Yeah.
So if you've never like kind of camped before, bro, like, you have to make your own food in the field.
True.
And like I never really made any food. It was always like mum and dad making me food growing up, bro. So first couple of days in the field, bro, I was starving, bro. I didn't eat anything other than like the chocolate bars that they have in the rat packs.
Some scroggin.
Yeah, bro. So, but definitely a huge eye-opener, real good experience. Definitely one of those kind of pivotal decisions that kind of changed my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Definitely wouldn't be here if I hadn't gone through the defence.
Yeah, man. That's huge. And how long did you spend in the Defence Force?
I did 2 stints, bro. So I did my first one for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Got out for a couple years. And then I wanted to study paramedicine.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to get a student loan. So I remember when I was in the army the first time around, that they pay for a lot of medics to study paramedicine. They pay for the whole degree, but the way that the defense keeps you in is they pay for your initial training. They'll get you maybe 65% of the degree.
Yeah.
So you're doing the papers through AUT.
Yeah.
Or with AUT. And then when you finish and qualify, you then become a qualified, military medic. And then it's on you to study in your own time. They'll still pay for it, which is cool. You just got to do your own time to study to finish the degree.
Right.
So I did 2 stints. So first one, 5 years, left for a couple of years, wanted to be a paramedic, but didn't want to pay for a student loan.
Very smart.
So then went back through the DF, Defence Force, and then finished that. Did it for about a couple months. But at that point, I had service changed to the Navy. And then lived in Auckland for a couple of months. Didn't really like it. And then went into building.
True, man. Yeah, it's such a cool pathway that you've gone through. And I saw something online that you went and served some time in Iraq as well. What's that experience like, bro? Being sort of sent out over there.
Man. That was back in 2015, bro. I think I was 20 at the time, 20 or 21. And very different, bro, to how we live over here.
100%.
And big eye opener.
Yeah.
That was kind of like my first massive overseas trip to a culture completely different to, New Zealand or Australia.
Yeah. What like really stood out to you from like a culture perspective?
Probably just the way they live. Yeah, it's very different to how we live over here. It's a lot more kind of like community and village focused over there amongst like the common populace compared to here. That and just how much destruction has occurred over there from the wars that have gone on.
Damn, it must be, it's so like sobering, to see that and see these like little kids playing around and not having much, but probably being overall pretty happy. And then, fast forward over here and just we take so much shit for like granted.
100%, bro. I remember coming back and it takes a couple months to kind of readjust to life back over here. Yeah, man.
100%. What was the purpose of the mission? Was like a peacekeeping sort of operation?
Bro. Yeah. So this was we were the first ones back in 2015. So we were the first trip to go over. We were sent over to train the Iraqi army to fight back against ISIS, or kind of ISIS was on the come up back then. My role was pretty insignificant. I was just like a generic, they call them guardian angels, which I feel is like
it's pretty
glorified. It's a glorified term, bro. You're just like a security guard for the training team. So,
True.
A common threat, or I'm not sure if it's common, but a threat over there was trainers would train these other forces like the Iraqi army, and sometimes ISIS or these kind of militias would have gotten guys through into the Iraqi army with their purpose of taking out the training group or whoever.
Sure, true.
So then they would, while the training group was fully focused on training the participants on whatever they needed to train them in, we would be there to protect. But
True.
Nothing really happens. And
did anything sort of pop off while you're over there?
Not really, bro. Have you ever seen the movie Jarhead?
Nah, Jarhead.
It's like that for the first half
Yeah.
of the movie. That was pretty much it. Kind of eat, sleep, do whatever you need to do, and then go to the gym and repeat. So it was pretty tame. Not much happened. We got bombed a couple times, but not really close to us. Like our airfield got bombed, which is like, bro, this camp we were staying at is enormous. It's 8K by 8K.
Wow.
It's huge, bro. So like when you say we got bombed, it's like, we might be here and the bombings might have happened over here, like a couple K from us.
That's crazy, dude.
Other than that, bro, that was kind of it.
It just cracks me up how you're like, oh yeah, no, nothing really happened. We just got bombed. It's
but it's kind of, when you're over there, it's just, you get trained.
Yeah.
You're kind of conditioned for that kind of way of life.
Did you have like much, there must be so much like anxiety because anything could pop off just at any second, right? Were you ever thinking about that in the back of your head?
Definitely like the first couple of weeks, bro. You're more, I wouldn't want to say you're more situationally aware because you want to be situationally aware the whole time. But to say that, like I'd be lying, bro. Like after a couple of weeks, you kind of just, I wouldn't say get comfortable, but you kind of like just get into the groove of the operation.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of looking back on, I think everyone always used to say around month 3 and 4 was when most people, if there's any kind of casualties, that's when it's going to happen because that's when everyone's at their most complacent.
True.
Because when you first get there, you're pretty switched on. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then kind of month 5, 6, depending on how long your deployment is, you're like, I'm going home soon, so I better,
True.
get switched on again.
Yeah. So there's like a little bit of like comfort might sort of settle in.
But in terms of anxiety, bro, probably just the first couple of weeks.
Yeah. It's insane. And I've had, I don't know if you know Jordan Fitzgerald or Fitzy. He runs Warfighter Athletic. He's like an ex-commando soldier. Had him on the podcast and man, he's got some crazy stories about serving in Afghanistan. And,
man.
Just his whole mentality was that like he wanted like a firefight.
Oh, yeah, that's quite common, bro.
He was like, I wanted to like engage in some sort of like conflict. And just hearing that, it's like so insane. I guess they're just, and as you were like trained to basically kill, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Well, that's kind of like the pinnacle of your career, really. So like for infantry or commandos or the group or SAS, that's kind of what they train for, right? So that's like the pinnacle. It's like making the All Blacks. As weird as that sounds, as odd as that sounds, if you're a rugby player or, you're an athlete and you want to compete at the Olympics or play for the Warriors, up the wires, by the way.
Up the wires, baby.
But, whatever it is, that's kind of your pinnacle is to test yourself. Because that's how you test yourself. Because you train for that a lot. So you want to see, can I actually do this when the time comes?
Crazy, man. And it's so funny you said that because I think it was the exact analogy he used was, you just been selected into an All Black squad. You're playing a test match, but you're sitting on the bench the whole time. I think it's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
so it's
funny a good analogy. Man.
You bring that up.
That's the pinnacle of like your career.
Yeah,
to be able to do that.
Makes sense, I guess. And do you have any like particularly interesting stories or like funny moments when you were over there in Iraq?
Funny moments.
Whether you're like just with all the boys and something crack up happened or.
Oh, it happened a while ago now, looking back on it, bro. There's definitely been a lot. Definitely one I remember that comes to mind. We had this massive, like it sounds like a scrap, but it's not really a scrap. It was kind of around that month 3, 4 where nothing really had happened. So everyone's kind of like, tensions building up a little bit. And I remember we had a big like jandal, like thong fight with the Australians, bro.
Man.
Sounds really strange, but we all dressed up like as Spartans.
Yeah.
And so did they. And we kind of just... So that was pretty funny, bro. We just scrapped it out for like 10 minutes, just hitting each other with thongs, with jandals.
Do you get one up on the Aussies?
Yeah, man. We smoked them, bro. They had more numbers, but we smoked them.
Nice.
Other than that, bro, it was a pretty chill deployment, but it also kind of had to be well like controlled and maintained because we were the first deployment.
Right.
So it's very common for the Australians, and we were able to tag onto this. And I know that the other New Zealand deployments were able to tag onto it and do more than what we were to do what's called like mid-deployment leave.
Yeah.
So you come in, you do like 2-3 months of your deployment, and it's rotational between the groups. So let's say there's 100 of you, 10 of you might go on mid-deployment leave for like 2 weeks, and then the other 10 go, the other whatever. You carry it on throughout your deployment. But for us, we were only allowed 4 days, and it was back to Dubai. So that's where we're allowed to go for our mid-deployment leave.
Nice.
Whereas the Australians, they're allowed to go to Europe or back home to Australia. Free flights. It's all paid for, like free flights. You just got to fund your own accommodation.
Yeah.
So we were able to do that for 4 days. You're not really allowed to do anything. Like you're not allowed to get on the piss. You can drink over there in Dubai. Like they've got like kind of Western areas that you can do that stuff.
Just like $50 for a beer or something.
Yeah, bro, pretty expensive. It's pretty expensive, man. But you're earning pretty good coin when we were over there. We were earning like our normal wage, whatever it was back then, and then because you're on deployment, you're earning 100, and it varies depending on where you deploy to. I don't know the actual name for it, but the colloquial term is called danger pay.
Right.
And we were getting $150 a day on top of our
really?
salary.
Wow, as danger pay.
As danger pay. And that's tax free because it's an allowance.
Oh, right.
So I remember every fortnight, bro, you're getting, I think, like 3,500, 3,600, 3,600.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Back then, that's like 10 years ago, bro. So,
yeah, true.
So not bad coin.
Yeah, if you
want
want
to make money, join the defense, go on deployment.
Yeah, that's super interesting, man. And I think I heard a video that you were talking about, and you met some Iraqi soldiers, and they were talking about, I think, losing people in their family during bombing and stuff.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Can you speak a bit about what that conversation was like, and I guess what did that teach you, sort of meeting these people and hearing those stories?
Oh, bro, it teaches you just like how lucky you are.
Yeah.
Back in NZ, bro, like this week, just been, if you've been living in Wellington, it's been raining a lot. And I've just been on site, like, digging holes for like the whole week, getting soaked. But then you get to go home, bro. You get to have, like a nice dinner. You get to have a warm shower. You get to sleep in a bed. You've got internet. You've got a roof over your head. You've got access to food whenever you want, access to drinkable water whenever you want. So it's a massive eye-opener in that regards to be like, bro, I'm just so lucky, like, I might have had a bad day or something bad might have happened to me this week. I might have broken up with my girlfriend. My business might have failed. I might have embarrassed myself at work, whatever it is. And then for me, when I ever had those moments, I kind of just go back to that and just be like, well, like, bro, I didn't lose my whole family when I got bombed,
So true, bro. And what was that conversation that you had with them? What did they share with you?
Just, because we're not training them, but we're, the trainers are training them, and then like we're around getting to know them.
Yep.
And you just kind of ask like, what's your name? Where are you from? Tell me about your life. Because they're super interested in you.
True.
It's like when, I'm not sure when you're at school, bro, if you ever had any international students and they come to school and you just want to know like everything about them.
100%.
Like, So it's like that with us, or for them, with us. So, and then, you just reciprocate, what's it like for you? And they're not, what kind of took me by it as well is they're not super, like they're sad that their family have passed away, and it's emotional for them, but they don't use it to kind of stop them from living their life. They don't kind of use it to hold them back in a way.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's very empowering.
Damn, yeah, it must be crazy, eh? It just puts things into perspective here in NZ, like what you mentioned. It's pretty lucky we can, have the comfort of like running electricity, and I think we've got it pretty damn good, eh? And that's why I think travel is just so important for people, eh? Like you need to go travel the world and see things and experience new food, fucking, new culture. It helps just frame your own reality so much more.
Yeah, bro. I agree, 100%.
I saw you hit bloody like Mount Everest the other day as well, like over in Nepal.
Yeah,
you hit base camp?
Yeah, bro. I went to base camp. Yeah, man.
Dude, unreal. And does that just go there by yourself? And
Nah, me and my girlfriend went.
Awesome.
Yeah,
man.
Oh, we did it with a group.
Yeah.
Shout out G Adventures who
Shout
took us there, and my guy Suman, who was our guide.
Is he like a Sherpa or?
Nah, bro. See, so there's a big misconception, right? So Sherpas are an actually indigenous group of a part of Nepal. So that it's not just a job. So like people see like the documentaries and the movies, and they think Sherpas is just like a title. It's actually a type of indigenous person.
I never knew that.
Yeah, bro. So they're actual type of person, and they kind of, in the Everest region, they run the mountain, right? So got to meet some of them. They're sick dudes, but our Suman was just a guide who worked for G Adventures, and he just kind of guided us up.
Was he the man?
Oh, he's a gun, bro.
Yeah.
Gun. He's done like 100 of them, so he's
Far
a gun.
out. That's crazy. Yeah, they must be so fit, eh? And that's so interesting about Sherpas. I genuinely thought a Sherpa was, just someone working on the mountain.
Yeah, bro. Well, they do work on the mountain, bro. But
this part like an indigenous sort of culture within Nepal.
Yeah, and that part of kind of Sagarmatha National Park, or Sagarmatha, which is the Nepali name for Everest.
Yeah. That's huge. And what's it like going up to Everest Base Camp, bro? That's
sick, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah, man, definitely on the bucket list to try and get to the top of Sagarmatha one day, which is Mount Everest. That's the Nepali name for it.
So that is a goal of yours?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, man, 100%. That's definitely one further down the line, bro. I just got to make a bit more coin.
Yeah.
Because that's an expensive trip.
How much are we talking?
It varies on who you go with, bro. So if you go with a Western company, which isn't one that I'd want to go with, that's about $100K US.
Wow. So like 200K odd almost.
And they pay their Sherpas pretty minimal.
Yeah.
So that's been like a very common business practice over there for a long term. Those kind of these Western building companies, Western climbing companies coming over and kind of exploiting local people. Yeah, never heard that business practice before.
All too common, eh?
From a Western company, bro. I've never seen that before. But so with a Nepali one, it varies, bro, but it could be about 50K US.
Okay.
And that's one that I'd probably do if I could.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it just seems like, Everest is so commercialized now, eh? Like you see
100%.
the queues going up to the summit. It's absolutely insane. Even going up to like base camp, because what's the elevation there for you?
Oh man, Suman's gonna kill me for this. It's a 5,300 something, I think.
Yeah,
I know it's about 5,000 meters. Yeah.
And did you feel like the effects of elevation?
Yeah, bro.
Going up to there.
Yeah,
what's
man.
that like?
It's different. No shit. But yeah, bro. It's like walking up like a flight of stairs. Like here, it's nothing, bro. But over there, it's kind of like doing 20 burpees, bro. Right. And then after 20 burpees, that's kind of how your body feels. Yeah, man. I remember me and this other girl from the UK, we went on one of our acclimatization days. We get to go up this mountain. Yeah. I think it was like maybe 4,000 meters. It's just a walk-up mountain. It's just, you just walk up it. And once we got to the top, our SpO2, which is like the saturation of oxygen in your blood, generally, so normally right now, if we were to do SpO2 reading, it'd be about anywhere between 94 to kind of 99. So that's how much oxygen is sitting on your red blood cells.
Yep.
When we walked up that, at the end of it, it was at 75%, which is very, very low.
True.
Very low. So if I put an SpO2 monitor on you right now and you're at 75%, I'd be like, fuck. Damn, this guy needs oxygen right now, 100%.
Shit. And what do you have to do to sort of like combat the effects of, just like low sort of is it blood pressure? Does your blood pressure get affected?
It depends on the individual, bro. Everyone can get different experiences and kind of signs and symptoms from it. You can take a altitude medication for it, which can help. I took it, helped me.
Yep.
The girl from the UK I was talking about, she's a gun as an athlete. She didn't take it and she was fine.
True.
And it's different for different people.
Yeah. How long does it take to get up there to base camp?
It depends on how quickly you want to go, bro. Generically, it's about 6 to 7 days with 2 acclimatization days, and then it's like 3-4 days back.
Damn, that's awesome, eh? It must be crazy, all the different stops that you've got, and just coming to realization that they had to get their food from someone bringing their food there.
Oh, bro, when you see how the people live on the mountains, it's insane.
So hard, eh?
If you guys haven't, go to my Instagram or TikTok, Keeks Bills, look at the videos. But yeah, it's crazy because I got footage of the people living there.
Yeah.
And they 95% of the time have to carry it all the way there. So it flies into this airport from like Kathmandu or one of the airports.
Yeah.
They fly into, it's the most dangerous airport in the world, Lukla Airport.
Oh, is that like sort of on the slope?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's dangerous as. Cool. I really like it's Sir Edmund Hillary funded money for that airport.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. So when you land, it's called the Tenzing Norgay and Sir Edmund Hillary.
Oh, true.
Airport, but they call it the Lukla Airport, I think, for where it is, and then and they got these statues of them there when you land. So that's pretty cool. But so they fly everything in. like food, and then they pay like porters
Yeah.
to carry the food to all like the different little villages.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, it's just a crazy life, eh?
Some of it gets helicoptered in.
Yeah.
But most of it is carried in on their backs, bro.
Man, insane. I'd love backs like some of those people, dude.
Oh, dude, and some of these guys are tiny, bro. Like they're 5'4", 5'5".
Crazy.
Yeah, man, carrying like 80 kgs worth of weight. And I remember I used to carry 30 kgs in my pack when I was in the army, bro. I was like, fuck this shit.
That's wild. Was it any like? Did they warn you of any particular dangers heading up to Everest Base Camp? Like, is there any like really bad risks for you guys going up there?
Just probably altitude sickness, bro. Yeah, like HAPE and HACE, like high altitude, kind of swelling either in your brain or in your lungs.
True.
But pretty hard. Some people can develop it. Like it's not uncommon.
Yeah.
But it's not, I would say, super common at that altitude. Once you start getting higher, definitely a lot more common.
Well, it's like the human body's just not designed to go up to the altitude of Mount Everest.
Nah, man.
What freaked me...
Well, not my body, at least, bro.
Bro. And like, what freaked me out was learning that there's like physical human remains that are like landmarks on the way up to Everest. So there's like old yellow boots. And you obviously can't remove someone's body because it's too dangerous. So they just sit there frozen for eternity, basically. Crazy.
Yeah, man.
So wild. Bro, real keen to talk a bit more about, your sort of like journey into the realm of like social media and when did this all start for you? Because, you got a huge following. You got 5 million likes on TikTok, 60,000 followers, 51K on Instagram. I know from starting the podcast.
My guy, man. Listen to this guy shouting me out, bro. My guy.
But like, dude, starting, like even doing a little bit of social media stuff with the podcast, I know how much of a fucking grind it is.
Yeah, bro.
It is so hard to build up a following. And it's also fucking scary to put yourself out there in a way where people are going to view you and watch you and probably judge you too. So, man, bring it back to the start. Like, when did you first dip your toes into sort of content creation?
When did I first start?
Yeah. Bebo.
I think maybe, Bebo, bro. Actually, oh my God, Bebo back in the day, bro. Only three loves you could give out or something.
Dude, well, Bebo. I think I never had Bebo, but a lot of my mates did. I used to like watch them go on Bebo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I was an early adopter on Facebook though. That was
bro. When did it start? Content creation, when did it actually start? Bro, way back in the day when YouTube first came out.
Yeah.
I'm exposing myself here a little bit, but for people who know me, I used to do a bit of like shuffling back in the day, bro. You remember like the Melbourne Shuffle?
Yeah,
bro. I used to do that.
Some planking as well?
No, I never got into the planking, bro, but shuffling, a little bit of tectonic here and there, bro. So I used to make some videos, chuck them up on YouTube. So that's like way back in the day, bro. That's like 07, 08 type stuff.
True, yeah.
But for this kind of content, it's only been going for about a year, bro. Just over a year, I think. Maybe... June or maybe May last year was probably when I started with TikTok.
Yeah.
And then wasn't really doing anything on Instagram at the time. And then I think I kind of took Instagram a bit more seriously starting this year.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I guess journey, like what was the catalyst for you starting to create content in the way that you do? Was it just like a hobby or was it something where you're like, actually, I want to turn this into like a bit more of a sort of business structure?
When I was back in the Navy, or when I went second time back in the defence, I was in the Navy at that point, but we were down in Burnham in an army camp. So technically kind of still army. This is when I was studying or like being a medic, paramedicine through the defence. This is where I like really got into mountaineering big time. So like we're studying in Christchurch, which is like ideal for outdoors.
Yeah.
You've been to Christchurch before, bro?
Yeah, just on like little work trips. Nothing major though.
Bro, you got to get out, man. Christchurch is where it's at, bro. Like Arthur's Pass, you got to get out there. Head down to like Tekapō and like Aoraki, Mount Cook, bro. Head out there.
Some mean hikes.
Mean hikes, bro. Mean mountains to climb. And I always wanted to get into like that kind of content, but we never really had the time because the only time I could do it was on the weekends, and the weather's just like, it's too unpredictable, bro. And like if you're going down to Aoraki, Mount Cook, that's like a 3.5 hour drive from where we're staying. So like you get there and it's like too dangerous to climb or something. So you're like, I gotta turn around and it's wasted a whole day. So that's kind of like where I really wanted to like start doing the content was on that kind of stuff. But just never pulled the trigger. And then end of 2022, starting of 2023, that's kind of when I did leave without pay from the defence. Started my building apprenticeship, and about like kind of 4 or 5 months into it, I was just like, fuck it, let's just make a video. I took one video. It was actually in portrait.
Yeah.
Or that one, horizontal.
Yeah, landscape.
Yeah, I wanted to do it for TikTok, bro, but I
Yeah.
didn't realize it doesn't really work for TikTok. Everything has to be like this,
true,
bro.
True.
So that was kind of like my first, fuck. It was a sick video too of what we were doing. But yeah, and then just got to work one day, just, took a video and then slapped it up. And I think like first 4 videos were just, everyone, as you probably experienced this, bro, and this is what I tell everyone, because I get a few people asking me about like, how do I start and, whatever, what to expect when I start.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, when you watch your life, when you do it enough and you go back and watch your first 10, 20 videos, bro, they suck. They suck, bro. But it's like anything, bro. It's like when you try to get up and start walking, you suck, bro. You try to pass a rugby ball, you try to go running, you try to do anything.
100%.
You suck, bro.
100%. It's so true. And like just contextualizing it in terms of the podcast, like my first ever episode on the podcast, bro, thank God I had one of my mates as like my first guest. So shout out Tommy, but
shout out Tommy, man.
Bro, I can't even I would not watch that back anymore. Just shitting bricks. But so did you do it in terms of like wanting to do this as like a hobby to get yourself out there, or what's been like the motivating drive around sort of content creation for you?
The main one, bro. This comes back to when I was in the defense, when I was a medic. I remember this like one moment. I went around asking. So when I was still a student, I went around asking all these different medics and all these different camps and through all the different services, just like kind of pros and cons, all these kind of different questions on, if you were like where I'm at now, like what would you do differently? Yep. Would you stay in? Would you just get out and finish the degree? Yep. Or, what would you do? Blah 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 blah. It's like kind of 20 questions, and just send it to like medics on whose opinions I really cared about.
Yeah.
And then when I left and got into started building, I had the same like similar questions but for building, like the construction industry. And I'd go on a TikTok, I'd go on a YouTube, and there wasn't really kind of anyone in that space providing that kind of information. So then I was like, okay, well maybe I had a few mates who were builders, so I'd ask them and they'd give me their answers. And then after about 4 or 5 months into it, like obviously you don't know fucking everything, but you know a little bit of information that you could pass on to someone, especially like the younger generation, bro, like dudes who are like 15, 16, 17, 18. So that's kind of where it first started, was just if I was 15, 16, 17 and I wanted to get into the trades, I've got all these questions in my head, but like I don't, especially if people don't know anyone who's a tradie. Yeah. Like I don't know what to expect. Like, is going into the trade something that I should actually be pursuing at this age? Because I know if I was 17 and I did the trades, I would have been terrible, bro. I would have been gone first week. I was too soft, bro. Too soft. I just would have like packed it in. Yeah. I didn't have the habits, the discipline, even just to turn up to work, bro. Yeah. I didn't even have a license, bro. Like a restricted license to get to work. Yeah. So, yeah, man. So that's kind of where it all started. It's kind of that educational base. And then it's kind of just adapted into different
different avenues
aspects.
And stuff. Yeah, man. Wow, that's so that's super interesting, because and I wonder through your content, like you must have encouraged a whole bunch of people to like
hopefully,
up,
bro. Hopefully,
being in the trades in general and like choosing that as a career path. Yeah. Has there been any particular stories that you've had from people reaching out to you that have really sort of
man,
stuck
get
with
them
you?
Every now and then, like probably maybe one every couple of days.
Cool.
Yeah, which is pretty rewarding. Yeah, and it's definitely like cool to see. You don't take it for granted, and I always try to reply back to every DM that I get or every kind of message that I get. Yeah, man, try to. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're still waiting, because Noah had to wait a while.
You've done something wrong, eh?
Yeah, bro. Because I remember you commented on a few of my videos, bro, being like, "I've sent you like a message."
Slide in the DMs.
Because I went onto Instagram, I could never see your message. Yeah. I didn't know about hidden requests.
Ah, true.
Yeah, so then like one day I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then hidden requests, and then boom, all these messages, bro.
Yeah, man, it's a massive game of like cat and mouse on the podcast. Like you should see my DMs, bro. I'm just like hitting everyone. Just get absolutely hit on red most of the time, or unopened. Damn. And if you get really desperate, I do what I did to you and just comment on like their posts, because surely they'll see that.
Or you just get people like me on the podcast, bro. No, I'm just kidding,
yeah. Bro, like how much time do you spend outside of work having to put together like videos and ideas for new content? Like, you're a fucking busy dude, you've got study, you've got your own apprenticeship, and plus all of this content creation stuff, which is a side business for you now, basically. I think people don't realize how much of a like full-time job like running sort of social media properly is. So like what does that look like for you? How much time do you sort of spend dedicating towards releasing new content?
It varies, bro, depending on like what video you're making, right? So like if you're making just like because we're only talking about like TikTok and Instagram here, like kind of low level content creation. Like I'm not trying to shit on TikTok and Instagram creators, you know.
Shots fired.
Shots fired, bro. But it's not like YouTube, bro. Like the production for YouTube is way fucking higher.
100%. Yeah.
Way higher, bro. Because like that's what you're expected to do on YouTube. Like it's always kind of been that platform. Whereas like with TikTok and Instagram, like that platform is designed for people just to shoot it on their phone. It's raw content and then you slap it out. And that way it's a bit more authentic because it's just, bro, I'm just going to slap my phone down here, do whatever I'm doing or, you know, like reacting to something live or whatever and then posting it. So it varies on the content, how long it takes me to make it. If it's like a vlog, bro, that's probably my longest ones because you probably know this, but a lot of people probably don't who don't do content creation. When guys do vlogs or people do voiceovers, they generally have to write scripts of what they're doing. Or if they're thinking about a vlog that they want to do, like let's say you're going to, you know, Australia in a week's time and you want to shoot content of you vlogging to Australia of a voiceover, you might be thinking of what you want to film. So you might have like a pre-script written, even if it's just a few points.
True.
Right. So how long does it take me, bro? It can take me 30 seconds to you know, a couple hours, bro, on a video. Yeah.
And where do you get your ideas for it? Because it's like, are you posting basically like a video a day?
I try to, bro. I saw this one TikTok ages ago. It depends on like the content that you want to make. But if you want to look at your content through the lens of like a business, most businesses are open minimum 6 days a week, right? They might have one day off. So I don't post on Saturdays. Like that's my day that I just, you know, don't really think about posting content. Yeah. But other than that, generally Sunday through to Friday.
Damn, yeah, it's a lot of work. And like, where do you get your ideas for it as well? It's where I'm always really curious.
Yeah, right. A lot of it comes from after a while, you'll just like, you know, pick it up, bro. Like you'll just get experience, bro. Like I remember I was in the sauna like 2 weeks ago, bro, and I swear because for people who don't know, Noah started going to the sauna.
I'm a changed man.
He's a changed man. He's trying to get that rig for Rhythm and Vines, bro. He's trying to get that six-pack.
I've got the dad bod, bro. Got the dad bod.
Yeah, man. Me too. Without the kid, bro. Developing, bro. Getting the dad bod first. But when you go to the sauna, have you had, like, conversations with dudes in the sauna?
100%.
Bro, I swear the weirdest conversations can happen in a sauna.
Yeah. You get like the seedy old man to like just fucking real interesting cats.
Right, to the conspiracy theorists. Yeah. But hey, I'm here for it, man. I love it. Anyway, I was talking to this dude who worked at baggage security at Wellington Airport, bro. And we were just like talking about I was kind of just like, bro, you should start content about what you do at work because like I'm instantly already keen or like interested on what you do at work, bro, because there's so much content he could create from being at work, from the hours that he works to like what an ordinary day looks like for him, to getting ready to go to work, to his routine when he's at work, explaining. But I asked him like a comment, like he could do a series of like funny things that he's found through baggage security.
Dildos.
Exactly. That's the first thing I asked him. I was like, you know, how many sex toys do you find? And he's like,
what did he say?
Heaps, bro. And he says the most common place he finds them is in like their kids' bags, bro.
Oh,
like they try to hide it like in their kids' bags.
Bro, that's bad.
Yeah, man. But see, instantly, like you've already drawn into this, like, oh, okay, like this mini series of what did I find in someone's luggage this week?
Yeah, that would be good.
So you kind of just, once you do it, like anything, bro, you develop a routine, like a thought process for it. Like I think like a pattern recognition of content that you can make. But I get a lot of it from other people, bro. Like heaps, man, heaps.
Yeah, it's bro, I think that dude that you met in the sauna, I'll be bloody fascinated at
man, like
the life of a custom worker.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, man. Something so simple.
What is the like reaction been from some of like your mates who you work with and around, especially in like the tradie industry, right? It's real like macho male sort of mentality, and I could imagine on Smoko, people just sort of like ripping into you being like a TikToker or having to film content during the day. So like, how have you navigated that space?
Yeah, pretty well, bro. Actually, I haven't really had too much slack or whatever come my way, or definitely not to my face. Maybe behind my back, probably 100% behind my back. But when I first started doing it, the guys that I was working with, my old building crew that I was with, they're guns, bro. They're just absolute GCs. They were real supportive.
You said they would love your content anyway. Like,
that's probably why it came across so positive, bro. Is because like I just loved working with those guys. It was an awesome environment. It was really cool to be in. So it probably helped with like super positive coming through. They were totally cool. And then I think once you start to get a few runs on the board, bro, like a few followers, it's kind of that social proof. You know, like it would be harder if I was starting in a different environment, like in a group of dudes, like an older crew of guys who would give you shit for pulling out a tripod. Yeah. And I've had people definitely comment on videos being like, bro, if I saw my apprentice pull out a tripod, like I wouldn't have him in my building crew. And it's like, sweet, bro, I wouldn't work for you anyway. You know, I wouldn't want to work for someone like that. Because that just shows that you're closed-minded to me anyway. And I think once you start building up numbers, so like when I worked for this new building crew that I'm with now, I was talking to my boss about like, like I'd make content, like are you comfortable with me doing this? Yeah. And if you're smart, like my bosses, he was like, yeah, man, this is like free marketing for me. You know, like as long as you're not being a dickhead on site and you're not doing stupid shit, you're still getting the job done. And if like you are fucking around, then I'll just take hours off my timesheet. Like it's I think the biggest thing with like this stuff is just having open communication with your foremans or your boss. So that every time, like when I first started with this company, and I worked with a new foreman, I'd always be like, look, I like to film content of just of me at work. I just get my tripod out, chuck my phone on it. Takes about 10 seconds to get ready. Are you comfortable with me doing it? And it's always the same reply, like, yeah, as long as it doesn't interfere with your work, sweet, bro, no dramas.
And I think you're right. It is like that. There's a massive marketing tool for the company that you're with at the moment, and it's great that the owner understands that, because I think so many other people wouldn't see that as like an opportunity for their business. Because even if you're rocking their logo on your hivers or on your singlet when you're doing this video and it's getting 80,000, 100K, 200K views, that's free promotion for them.
Bro. Yeah, man.
It's huge. Something which I find really hard, and I even struggle with the podcast doing like the pre-roll advertisements and just speaking to camera. You know what I mean? And feeling comfortable, like having that conversation. I feel fine in a podcast because it's more free flowing. But doing something more direct, like speaking to a camera, especially when other people might be around you, I find that like real intimidating.
Awkward as, eh?
So, like how the fuck do you do that around a building site, man? Like your work crew must be able to hear you. They're like probably right next to you when you're doing.
Yeah, bro. It's always like the first one. It's always super embarrassing, bro.
Dude, how do you do that? That'd be tough.
But then after a while, they just get like, oh fuck, it's just old mate on the phone again.
True. It's just background noise, like the fucking hauraki playing on the radio. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
You just got to, it's just like anything, bro. Get your reps up and, you might want to start in your room a few times, bro. Just pulling out your phone and do it with your friends when you're kind of out.
Yeah. Man, that's super, super crazy. What sort of opportunities has it opened up for you, like content creation wise?
In terms of what, bro? Like financially or?
Yeah, financially. Has it been like, I don't know, like opportunities with different brands? Or
bro. Yeah.
What does that look like?
So bro, my first one, bro, was with Zed.
Yeah.
This was probably this time last year, bro, August. Yeah, man. I did a pie promotion, bro, for Zed. That one was super awkward because you've never done it before, right? So, but I've worked with heaps of different brands, bro. Zed, Mitre 10 is probably the most common one on trend, right? On brand. Done with some stuff with Henry, bro. Done some stuff with Trade Me.
Yep.
For Trade Me Jobs. So if you're ever looking for a job, Trade Me Jobs, free plug there, Trade Me.
Poster boy.
And then hopefully some stuff coming up, bro. Yeah, man.
And how do you manage it from a business side of things? Like,
bro, to be fair, like I haven't had to hustle for any of the work yet. It's all come to me,
right?
Which is really fortunate.
Yeah.
Because like you're saying, bro, just busy doing apprenticeship. I was doing some paramedicine study this year as well, up until other things got on the way, so I kind of had to pull pin on that. But doing it again next year.
Bro.
But yeah, bro, it's good. It's good. Like it just seems to kind of fall into the right time. Like I do a job, content creation for a brand, and then kind of like that finishes, and then like a week or two later, another one kind of pops up.
Yeah, that's huge. Do you ever find, like, I think this has always been a challenge of people who really play hard in the social media space, is a lot of other influencers that I've met have kind of put their own self-identity into their social media following, and they're so guided by analytics and views and reactions and comments that becomes their self-worth.
True.
Not like, and only
name drop, bro. Name drop them. Nah, I'm kidding.
Beep, block out. But yeah, I don't know. I just wonder, have you experienced any of that, bro? Like, felt any of those like thoughts inside of your head around like your own self-value being isolated into social media? You don't seem like the sort of dude to me that would put all of your value into your sort of social media following, but I'll just be interested in how you've sort of managed that.
I'm all for it, baby. I'm all for it. Give me that dopamine. Nah, not really, bro. But it definitely feels good when a video goes off, bro. When a video goes viral, man, it feels good. But nah, not really, bro. Not really, because it's the end of the day, bro. You're just another dude,
Totally. It's not real life.
Just a fucker with a phone going, hey, look at me, man.
What's the biggest popping like viral video that you've had?
Oh, I've had a few, bro. Fuck, that sounds cocky, eh? Sorry, I take that back.
Well,
But I had this one warrior video, bro, that on TikTok that just went fucking insane.
Really?
Yeah, man. It got like a few million views overnight, bro.
No way.
Yeah, man. And then I've had some other, like if we want to get into the nitty gritties, bro, about like content, I feel like TikTok at the moment's real kind of, the algorithm's real weird.
Yeah.
It's strange at the moment. I feel there's a few kind of, it's just my personal opinion, there's like a few things that's causing that. But if you're like using TikTok, even just as a user, bro, a consumer of TikTok 2-3 years ago, it's not the same now. Like I don't really get any of the kind of thirst traps on TikTok anymore.
Yeah, right.
Don't kind of get any Andrew Tate stuff on there anymore. Don't get like kind of any polarizing videos really on it anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like as an app, like it's, it's hard to like, oh fuck, I'll do this video will go well, bro. Thanks. And then you just chuck up some like, I don't know, some shitty meme that you made at work, bro, and that fucking gets like 1 million views. And you're like, what the fuck? How do you try and juggle this? How do you?
Yeah. What do you reckon is popping off at the moment from like a algorithm perspective? Like,
hard to say, bro. Instagram seems to be like memes, bro. Like kind of 5-10 second memes. Like I've had like a few recently get like 1 million views, like good shares. I feel the best content is just, like it sounds like real simple, but is like relatable content to a wide audience, right? Which can be difficult if when you're starting out, you want to niche down into your audience. Like I've got a video coming out about how to grow your social media. So stay tuned or follow. No, I'm just kidding. But we got a video coming out about tips to grow. But it's tricky, I feel, to especially if you're starting now. Yeah. Because it's so I think I got in kind of at the back end of like it being kind of new. Yeah. Whereas like if you're starting now, I'd be like fucking a bit more of a grind.
Dude, TikTok's just like social media crack, eh? It's like the algorithm just draws at your interests.
Yeah, man.
Just feeds you what you want to see, and you just get stuck down the TikTok like fucking rabbit hole for like 5 hours.
Bro, it's gonna like I had an epiphany a while ago and I was gonna make a video about it, but like back in the day when we were growing up, it was like a cigarette takes 20 minutes off your life. That's the same with TikTok now, bro.
Yeah,
like you look at TikTok and it's like
100%.
Takes 5 hours. Bro, I had one of my best mates, bro, a while ago, a couple months ago. He spent over a week, 24 hours on TikTok. A whole fucking day, bro, on TikTok.
Bro, that is insane, man. It's kind of like the
shout out to my boy. You know who you are if you're watching this.
Nice work, man. Run those numbers up. It's it is pretty insane, and I feel like it's so unregulated. I don't think like regulation's like the best thing all the time, but especially for like young people, like
that's where I feel it's going, bro. TikTok. Sorry, that was the word I was looking for. Regulated.
Yeah,
I feel especially with kind of what's happened in the US, with what's going on about not banning TikTok.
Yeah.
That it became a lot more regulated.
100%. And it's like, I don't know, there is opportunity with these apps to And I think I heard, is it in like China or something? Their TikTok algorithm feed, apparently it's a lot more like educational. It's less.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, I don't know how legit it is.
Hey, this is sauna chat, bro. This is
yeah,
sauna chat.
The old mate with the mullet told me this one in the sauna. But yeah, I think for a lot of these young people, you know, they're going onto TikTok at like the age of 6, 7, 8, and it's just absolute.
But
brain
can you
rot.
stop it though?
I don't know if you can. That's the thing,
man.
I don't know if you can, or there's not the education in there for even the parents to understand, like the negative.
Well, we've
effects.
never been in a time like this before, you know. Like this is, you know, for you, bro, as a parent, man, this is all like new.
Yeah,
like for everyone, you know.
Yeah, it's scary, and it's yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one to juggle from like a parental perspective for sure, and like a part of me is like, you know, be very strict and conservative, but then also a part of me is also like, this is 2024. This is what it's actually like to be a kid in 2024. You've got access to different apps and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's like finding the fine balance of not holding your child back and letting them be a kid because all the other kids are doing it, and it's weird if you're the kid that hasn't got any, you know, doesn't play on their phone or whatever. But yeah, it's a tricky one to tackle, bro.
It's tricky, bro. It's tricky. I don't envy your position, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. But nah, it's all good. So that Warriors TikTok video, you said it had a couple of million?
Like overnight, bro. Yeah. I think it got me maybe like 10,000 followers on TikTok.
It's crazy for some WAS content as
right,
well.
WAS content,
It's
man.
like,
this was back end of last year when they're doing really well.
True.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, not so much anymore. But
nah, man, it's sad, bro. It's sad after Friday's game.
Is there any like particular brands that you'd love to do work with?
Warriors, bro. Yeah,
Warriors.
Love to do content with the WAS. Yeah. Who else, bro? Any kind of like fitness brand, bro. I reached out to ASICS a while ago. They shot me down. It is what it is in this kind of game.
Yeah, loss, eh?
And a tool brand, bro. Yeah, some tool brands would be sick.
Sick.
And a mountaineering brand. That'd be real cool too.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
From like a business perspective, does this bring in like a decent amount of coin for you to like supplement your income?
Bro. Yeah, definitely. I guess no, if you compare it to how much time you put in, right? But if you have like a long-term vision of it and you feel like this is going to pay off bigger, longer down the track, then absolutely. But I would openly say how much I've made this year from social media, and I will. But I've got a video coming out in a couple of days where I'm going to get people to try and guess how much I've made.
That's cool.
And the winner will get a certain amount. So,
oh, really? So it'll be like a cash giveaway?
Yeah, bro. So I don't want to say it on here and then it comes out and then the first person's like, bang, that's how much it's made. Yeah,
very smart. Well, yeah, stay
but
tuned.
It's between, because I'm going to say this in the video anyway, between 15 to 25K.
Man, that's impressive for like, 2 years. And
for a fuck it with a phone, bro. Going,
man.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. That's hugely impressive. And what's your sort of plan, bro? Like after, like, you seem like a very sort of goal-orientated individual.
Thanks, bro.
I've seen, you've done a sort of clip before where you said you want to like build a house for your family one day. That's a big goal for you. So, yeah, what does the next sort of like 10 to 15 years look like for you, brother?
Oh, bro, it changes every week, bro. It changes every week. But there's definitely like a few things that I definitely want to do within the next kind of 10 to 15 years.
Yep.
Just depends on when it happens. I'd love to, build a house of my own. I feel like that's every kind of tradie or builder's kind of, like one thing that I'd love to do. Ideally, I'd love to be living in Central Otago somewhere.
Why is that?
Travelled there heaps when I was living in Chicha or Christchurch and just loved it, bro. I fell in love with the area. Like Wanaka, Lake Harwell would be ideal. Like Queenstown would be sick, bro, but fuck, I ain't got daddy's money, bro.
Yeah.
I can't buy there. I'm not a property developer either, bro. I ain't got money for that. So somewhere there would be sick, bro. I just love that area. In terms of like stuff that I want to do, that we talked about, climbing Sagamatha or Mount Everest. I'd love to do a stint down in Antarctica, bro. They've got builders down there, so you can do some building shit there. Doing some building stuff in the Pacific would be cool, bro. Helping building some houses out there would be cool. I'd love to do, once I finish my paramedicine degree, I'd love to work for like the White Helmets or something. Somewhere in the Middle East, bro. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do that again. That when I went in 2015 to Iraq, that was real cool. That was probably the first time in my life where I had like real genuine purpose, or felt like I had real purpose, like actually making a difference here. So that was real cool. So those would be like the ones that kind of come to my head right now.
Those are beautiful, man. What's the white helmets?
Oh, so this is an organization mainly in Syria, bro. Just loose cannons, bro. Absolute guns. Just kind of some of them have medical experience, some of them don't, and they just drive around like when a bombing's happened, and they just pick up the injured, bro, treat the wounded, and take them to the hospital, bro.
Dude, that's insane.
Yeah, man.
So you'd like to do that sort of work?
Yeah, bro. That'd be sick.
Wow.
Yeah.
What draws you towards that?
One, helping people. Applying, your medical expertise or your medical skills would be another, but predominantly, just helping people in a country where not many people would probably want to go to who have that kind of medical background or medical skills.
And are you good with like blood?
Yeah, bro, all good.
Stuff?
Yeah, man.
Dude,
all good.
I've got a few mates that are doctors now, which is crazy.
Yeah,
it's like
they don't like it.
Well, no, they love it, and like I just love quizzing them about like surgeries I've been in, and
cool.
the sort of shit they've seen at
What's
the
the
hospital.
coolest story they had? I love this. Is like one of my favorite topics to talk about, bro.
One of my mates, and I'm so bad. Like if I'm at like a social function, I'm just like, "What's the worst thing you've seen?" Like, bring up some past trauma from them. Unfortunately, one of my mates said that it was quite recently. I think this lady, she was working on a farm. And there was like a sort of mulch grinder.
Okay.
And she put
kind of see where this is going.
I think it was like sort of jam. So she like fucking never put your foot in one of them. And she like went to push out like piece of like a rock or like a stick that was stuck in there.
Barefoot?
No, she had a shoe in there.
Oh, yeah.
And just took her entire leg off. So it started going and going. I think it was basically shredded just below the knee.
Ooh.
And so she came in. Basically unconscious, like they needed to do something quick, and the person that was with her, I think it was like a family member, passed one of the like other doctors around the table this like bag. Okay. And so my mate like opened it up and
the foot.
Yeah, and it was literally just the remains of her shredded foot, and he was like, "Fucking throw that in the bin. We can't do anything with that." So yeah, just dude, crazy stories like that, eh?
Yeah, man.
But so you love that sort of shit?
Yeah, I love that. Bro, shit.
I don't know how I would do in that situation, eh? I would probably just like faint or something, eh?
True, damn, bro. Hey, exposure, bro. We'll get you out there. We'll get you out there.
Man. I don't know.
Do some road time with the Ambos, bro. We'll get you out there,
bro. So yeah, like, have you been in a situation like that before? Not of that, like what I just said, but something where someone's in, like serious distress.
Medically, not to that extent. Nah, bro. Nah. Oh, there's like stuff I can't talk about. Bro. Yeah. There's similar stuff, but not to that extent.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Well, that's such an awesome goal to have, brother, and all the best on your journeys. We wrap things up with just some quick fire quotes, bro.
Cool.
And then we'll finish on a quote. And before I forget, our good friends at Moana Road, who, if you haven't realised already, sponsor the podcast. Shout out.
Oh, bro, let's go. I can take this too, eh?
I'm just kidding. One of the guests actually did grab it, and
True.
I had to like run them out. I was like, "Oh, you can't
name drop them,
that.
Bro. Name drop, shame them, bro."
Forgot who it was, eh? But yeah, man, with those some tradie Moana Road glasses for you.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yo, my guy.
So
cheers, man.
You can wear them around site. And hope you enjoy.
Yeah, man. Free product placement. Oh, my God. Cheers, brother. Thank you very much, man.
Before we move to some quotes, where can people stay in touch with you and your mahi, bro?
Keeks Builds, TikTok, Instagram, KEEKS_builds. Yeah, man.
Awesome. What brings you true happiness?
True happiness. Family, friends, my girlfriend, and mountaineering.
What is the meaning of life?
To live a happy life, however you see that.
Advice you wish you knew about when you were younger?
Learn to do public speaking as early as possible.
Nice. What does legacy mean to you?
Leaving the world in a better place than you found it, and how your family, friends, and close ones talk about you when you're gone.
If you could change one thing in New Zealand, what would this be?
Only one thing?
Yeah, if you could change one thing in New Zealand, what would this be?
Man, I'm going to say 3. I know you said 1, but they're quick. First one, 4 days of a work week.
I'm with you.
Cheaper fuel. And next one would be financial education. Doesn't have to be super hard, just on taxes and how to use the tax system to your advantage, because I don't know jack shit about it.
Keeks for PM.
Yeah, man.
What do you believe is the main thing that's holding back young people in New Zealand?
Money. That's why everyone's fucking off to Australia. And people's own or people's perception about themselves based on other people's opinions about them.
Cool. We'll finish on a quote by the Dalai Lama. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. Keeks, thanks, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
My guy.